Just as a warning, if you haven't actually played this game, there will be some spoilers, specifically where I'm at right now. So if you haven't played it, or you do wish to play it, don't want to see the ending, just turn away now. And go watch some of my other videos. Anyways, hi everyone, and welcome to the Forest Glitches and Exploits Expedition. Expedition? No. Is that a thing? Expedition? The Glitches and Exploits Demonstration. I guess I'll say demonstration. So once you initiate the boss fight, what you want to do is kind of coax the boss right back, all the way back to the entrance. I guess what that does is it prevents him from actually hitting you. That's a really cheap way of beating this, but it's quite effective. So if you don't walk the boss back slowly, there are chances that the boss disappears, and it will kind of glitch the end part of the game. You'll have to reset. It's kind of like a soft lock. So yeah, so just walk him back to the door. Bait out an attack, and then once done swinging, take a couple swings at the boss. And basically you rinse and repeat this for about 5 minutes. It does take a while, but um, easiest way not to die. So now we're on to other exploits and kind of glitches. There's a few out of bounds. So the first thing you want to do is get to the hole. Uh, in this exploit, we're going to fall from the top all the way to the bottom with taking either no damage or just a bit of damage. The things that you need for this are just a couple meds. Um, Usually the most you'll ever need is two. It is possible to go down the entire way without taking any damage, but that's quite rare. So if you're looking at the hole, basically, there's a little raised up section of the hole. You want to walk past that section, and there's going to be a stream to your right, using that as a point of reference. And what you're looking for is, looks like a crack in the ground. So here's the two cracks. Walk up to it. You want to go more towards the right, on the right of the crack, and you're going to walk up until the I guess the physics of the engine just slowly move you towards the left, and you can let the kind of game physics work you into the fall. So what can happen is if you're too far back, it'll move you towards. Well, I just fell through, but sometimes you actually get stuck up, and I didn't take any damage. That's quite surprising. Usually, you take a little bit of damage on the fall. So the next part is just to continue to walk forward onto this little ledge right here. So what we're trying to do is get to the gray area on the right. So you can do a running jump. Most of the time you can do it without taking any damage. Um, Sometimes you do take damage, we'll see. Okay, well I took a little bit, it's no big deal. Just take a med. Um, Also, what you want to do is line up with these brown rocks and just fall all the way down, aiming for those brown rocks the entire time. You should take no damage. And then you're golden. So I guess we'll kind of go right into the next. This is an out of bound exploit, glitch, whatever you want to call it. So once you've fallen down, go all the way off to the right. And put the rebreather on so that I can actually swim. So climb up those rocks, and right to your left, there's an actual hole where they didn't put the textures or the boundaries. I don't know what you want to call them, but you can drop down into the water. So the whole reason behind this is I was trying to find a segment skip. No, that's not right. I was trying to find like a skip to be able to do this entire to do the game without the rebreather. Um, it looks very promising. It doesn't actually fully work. I'm missing a couple parts, but if you look off into the distance here, as soon as I get there, if you look, it's going to be hard to see, but I mean, there's a little square, which is actually the door to the Sahara facility. Um, so I found a way to actually get down there, but there's an invisible wall that prevents me from going forward. Um, there's there's definitely a way to do it. I just haven't figured it out yet. But once I figure that out, then there'll definitely be a rebreather-less or scuba-less run of the game. So basically back up a little bit and keep swimming down. This to prevent fall damage from the top of the water. So you kind of come up, well, took a little bit, but anyways. So yeah, so that's one of the out of bounds. Eventually I'll find a way, like I said, to walk to the door. And once there, I already know how to glitch back in or to come back inbounds to use the key card. Maybe one day. All right, so the next glitch in the showcase is going to be, or I guess I should say the next out of bound in the showcase is going to be right at the Sahara facility door. Uh, the way I found this, I was trying to I was trying to find a keyless way to get into this to the facility. So what happens is you usually pull out your multipass and you open this door. And I found out later that that actually loads the level. So if you don't actually do that, the level doesn't load, or the facility doesn't load. Um, so there's a trigger there, but I'm trying to figure that out. So anyways, once I figure that out, it might not even be possible, but there's a way to climb up this wall here. So kind of aim towards the left. You can continually jump up this wall and get on top of there. So there's a little hole, kind of crouch down, go through it, drop all the way down, take a little bit of damage. So you go right to the edge where it looks like, it should look like, yeah, it's the level's not loaded, but you can actually go past that and it'll load a section of it. And then right at the edge of this wall is the actual door. So I got real excited when I found that. I was hoping that I could get the keyless entry to the facility, but like I said, as it turns out, the facility doesn't load unless you actually use the key card. It's a shame, but in any case, so that would have been the door skip. Maybe in the next patch. So I'm actually going to pull up a segment from my speed run here, and so this actually, you wouldn't use this in the regular game, because if you do this, you kind of miss out on a big part of the story, which is the great part of this game. But in the Timmy room, if you'd normally pick up Timmy and hook him up to the table and whatnot, and that kind of is the next part of the story. You go fight the end boss and so on. But if you go into this science room or whatever you want to call it beside and crouch your way through, you can actually clip through the wall and into the locked area where the end game would be. Takes a little dicking around, but you eventually just pop through the wall. And so you actually get behind the part where it's locked, and then you continue on. Again, you wouldn't do this if you're actually trying to get the story. This skips all of that, but saves a lot of time in the speed run. And if you haven't seen my speed run already, you should take a look at that. I'll put the link in the description, and I'll try and put it somewhere in this video, perhaps at the end. But anyways, that's pretty much it for all the glitches. There's a bunch of other ones, but they aren't really interesting. They lead to nowhere and whatnot, or they don't actually do anything. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked it, click the like button. If you hated it, obviously click that dislike button. I highly discourage that, though. It's not good. It's not good for me. But or if you really enjoyed the channel, I kind of do this stuff all the time. Try and break games or find easy ways to beat bosses and other shenanigans. Anyways, thank you. Hit the subscribe button if you like it, and have a good day.